From the Kansas City Public Schools, you are watching KCPS-TV. Our stories, our schools, our station.
Hello, my name is Jane Jones and you are watching KCPS-TV News. First, I'd like to welcome you to the 2016 Small Business Week celebration. This year's title is Reaching Out to You. On this newscast today, you will hear from the two companies that are the winners of the Small Business of the Year Award. Roger and Dana of Great Day Moving and Joe Vasquez of Vasquez Commercial Contracting. That is all coming up later. First, we have special words of the Small Business Administration's Regional 7 Administrator, Ms. Pat Brown-Dixon.
Hello, I'm Pat Brown-Dixon, Regional Administrator of the Small Business Administration. I'm so happy to welcome you to National Small Business Week. This is a week that we set aside to honor small businesses who have made outstanding achievements in their communities and on behalf of our economy. We're so happy to have you here today honoring small businesses as we honor them nationally, National Small Business Week. Our theme this year is Dream Big, Start Small. In October, you'll be able to nominate small businesses yourself. Or if you're a small business owner, you can actually nominate yourself. We have a small business portal that is so much easier for you to make the nominations starting this year. So next year, you may be one of our honorees that goes to Washington, D.C. during the first week in May. You may have the opportunity to meet the president. The president may actually come to meet you. It's an exciting time for small businesses all over the country. In addition to these awards, there will be seminars all week. There will be live streamed activities in 4 major areas across the country so that you can participate in some way during this entire week of National Small Business Week. Have a great week, and maybe next year we'll be nominating and recognizing you.
Thank you, Ms. Brown-Dixon. Next, we have words for John Malcolm Richards. He is an SBA Kansas City District Director.
Welcome to Kansas City District Office of the Small Business Administration. I am John Malcolm Richards, District Director for Kansas City. SBA provides many programs and services. Some of our programs and services maybe you're familiar with. We offer loan programs, procurement opportunities, which is government contracting, plus training and education. In addition, we offer small business investment opportunities. So I invite you to visit our website or come into the office and speak with one of us, or visit one of our resource partners, our small business development centers, the Women Business Center, and SCORE.
Thank you, Mr. Richards. Finally, as a part of our welcome, let's hear from the SBA Kansas City Deputy District Director and Mr. Dennis Larkin.
I'm Dennis Larkin. I'm the Deputy District Director with the U.S. Small Business Administration in Kansas City. And the SBA offers a selection of programs and services to small business owners, potential small business owners, and they fall into 4 basic categories: counseling, training, financing, and contracting or procurement. Our counseling and training programs are offered by partners that the SBA funds at a national level. We have counseling and training provided locally in Kansas and in Missouri by the Small Business Development Centers on both sides of the state line, by the Small Business Technical Development Centers, which also appear in this district, by a group of volunteer counselors called SCORE. We have women's business centers in Kansas and in Missouri. And there's a Veterans Business Research Center in St. Louis that helps provide outreach, counseling, and training services to veterans. So our financing programs are largely divided into guarantee and non-loan guarantee programs. Loan guarantees are like insurance policies that a small business owner being financed can acquire so that the loan can be approved. We have essentially 2 basic questions that the SBA asks whenever we're being asked to help finance a small business. 1, is it an eligible loan to finance? And 2, is it a smart or a good loan to finance? But pretty much any small business you see around in the state of Kansas or Missouri, and pretty much any sort of use of proceeds that you would expect to come across, the SBA can help in financing. So counseling, training, financing, and we also are involved in contracting or government procurement. In particular situations, the SBA also offers disaster financing. For help with these or any of our programs or services, you're welcome to contact the Kansas City District Office of the Small Business Administration, 1000 Walnut in Kansas City. Phone number here is 816-426-4900, and we'd be more than happy to help you.
Thank you, Mr. Larkin. All right, now the moment you have all been waiting for. The KCPS-TV news team had a chance to sit down with two incredible small businesses. One was launched by a family member's idea. The other one was launched by a prayer. Joe Vasquez is the president owner of Vasquez Commercial Constructing. He had prior experience in accounting, and he used that to help him start his business. KCPS-TV's LaDeja Taylor and Sasha Minton joins us with more on Joe.
Joe went to UMKC and earned a degree in accounting.
He worked in that business for several years.
Spent 5 years at a top 10 accounting firm and got and received my CPA. After about 5 years, though, I figured out pretty quick that this was not the career path for me.
After 5 years, Joe's father-in-law was gracious enough to understand the dilemma that he was going through.
At that time, he presented another option for Joe.
But he basically told me, he said, why don't you put that aside and let me show you what real hard work is all about. And that's what I did. He gave me the opportunity to work with him side by side.
Joe Vasquez then decided to start his construction business.
Vasquez Commercial Contracting opened its doors for business about 8 years ago without too much help.
I just started the business as basically knowing my accounting background and the business background that I had in construction. Just kind of started from there. Started the business in January 1st, 2008. And that's what's been so exciting, is to see this business grow from a one-man crew to where we are now, which is close to 25 to 30 people. Prior to that, just to give you a little brief background, basically what we did at the beginning was residential remodeling.
Vasquez Commercial Contracting did basement finishes, painting, flooring.
And they built houses too.
You know, when I say built houses, we pretty much did everything involved in building a house, from the ground floor to framing the house to actually getting on the roof, doing the roof, all that type of stuff. So what I was able to do is really learn a tremendous amount of trades during that entire process. So when you have a business and you just started, there are no past references. So really we had to work hard to get that first reference, and once we were able to do that, things kind of snowballed from there. The fact that I had the business acumen in regards to construction and then learned the hands-on trade, I knew it was a great opportunity for me to start my own business.
When Joe Vasquez started the business, he didn't start off fast. He started off slow. In his first year, he got $38,000.
After the first year with the business, things started to go.
My first year in business, and I got to say I was really worried about that. Thought I might have made the wrong decision getting out of accounting. Got my first job in September of 2008, which was a great client that we had, that we still have to this day.
After their first job, he made sure he worked hard to get the first reference, and then things started to go.
With new businesses, for most people, advertisement is very much crucial. Vasquez states that in his business, advertising isn't really essential.
Within a couple years, we had done our first $1 million in revenue, and that was a huge accomplishment for us. You know, 95% of our work is with the federal government, and, you know, advertising is really not necessary. Mainly the advertising that I do is with the work that we perform.
Vasquez Commercial Contracting was named Business of the Year, and Joe Vasquez offers a little bit of advice.
It's funny, several years ago, I wanted the accolades. You know, when I started the business, I was really wanting to say, hey, I want to become this and that. And then over the years, I realized that, you know, those accolades are great, but you know what? The thing that's most important for me is to really stay humble and to really, you know, have this company grow and to benefit others. It's hard, it's not easy, you're not just going to get handouts, you got to work for it. But if you do work hard and you stay humble, you can always be successful. Once I entered the SBA 8A program, the Business Development Program, this was a program that I knew nothing about other than what I've read online. But when I got into the program, the biggest help to this, especially to a young business like mine, was you get a business development leader who really stands by you one-on-one and helps try to open those doors that it's impossible for you to open.
Joe Vaquez's oldest son has autism, so that's a big thing for them, to help with people who doesn't have the finances.
10 years ago I would have never thought about, but when life gets you in a way, you kind of have to roll with the punches. And when my son developed autism, that was a huge thing. I mean, that's a driving force for me also, because I want to make sure someday that he has the opportunity in life that he may not get if I don't want ever to have autism be a stumbling block for him. So that's why I work hard to build this business. It is very important for me as the owner to make sure we do that.
Joe has organizations that he helps every month, every year, anytime.
He has an organization by the name of Love Mercy that he gives 10% of his profits every year to.
It's a great organization in Africa that helps build wells, helps build orphanages, helps bring water to people. It is a great organization.
Congratulations to Vaquez Commercial Contracting.
Back to you, Jaden.
Thank you, Sasha and LaDeja. Now for a quick commercial break.
You see, you wouldn't ask why the rose that grew from the concrete had damaged petals. On the contrary, we would all celebrate its tenacity. We would all love its will to reach the sun. Well, we are the roses. This is the concrete. These are my damaged petals. Don't ask me why. Ask me how.
Welcome back. Our other award winners served our country before becoming proud owners of a moving company that all started with one prayer. Rosa Alfonso joins me with more on this story. Rosa?
Small Business of the Year recipient Roger Lee Ward III served our country before becoming a proud business owner. That it all started with one prayer.
I said a prayer. That's how I got into the moving industry. I sat down and said, hey, this is how much money I've got, in a prayer between me and God only.
It seems as if God had heard his prayer, because what happened next seemed to be a miracle.
Drop a business in my lap that has this number attached to it. That's how I'll know it's from you. And 2 days later, that's exactly what happened. And so I pursued that. I have pursued the moving company and that dream, if you will, coming into realization of that dream ever since.
Roger's wife, Dana Ward, who is also receiving the award, says what the Small Business Association did to aid them in their come up into the small business world.
So right after we bought the moving company in 2007, basically it was a delivery service, not a moving company. And when we bought the business, the #1 client of the company, which basically was about 70 to 80% of revenue, decided they were going to close their doors and go out of business. So what did we do? I freaked out, and we went to the Kansas Small Business Development Center at Johnson County Community College, and we basically met with a consultant there, and she helped us write a business plan and basically helped us get an SBA loan.
The loan that Great Day Moving received from the SBA helped them survive through harsh times and buy a new truck to assist the business.
As we were switching gears and trying to survive through the winter time, that loan would help us out. It also helped us to buy another truck so that we could move more into moving rather than just delivery.
In 2012, Roger was ready to franchise his company, but first he had to change the name.
We franchised out in 2012. Before that, I was owning and operating a local small business, which was under the name of Marathon Moving and Delivery. And in order to franchise, we needed to change the name because that name was already taken on the National Registry. And so in 2012, we changed the name to Great Day Moving, and the franchise was born basically.
Through Rogers and Dana's experience, they gave us some helpful tips for future business owners.
The biggest thing that small businesses deal with is not the public, is not finances, it's not people, it's not any of that. It is the small business owner at the end of the day. It is that person's dream, hope, desire, wish, whatever you're calling it, okay? That right there, you have to hold on to that because nobody else will. Everybody will talk you out of your dream, and if you are willing to give it up, you might as well go find a job. But if you're not willing to give it up, your business will be fine. You'll figure a way out. You'll make it happen. But guess what? Nobody else is going to do it for you.
Back to you, Jaden.
Thanks for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed this SBA luncheon. I'm Jaden Jones, and on behalf of the rest of the KCPS-TV News crew, have a great day.